discuss about fatty acid synthesis. Fatty acid synthesis. If you see fatty acid synthesis, you should know what is fatty acid and all. You have studied in fatty acid lipid chemistry, so you know what is a fatty acid there. Then what is the significance of fatty acid synthesis and how this fatty acid synthesis takes place, how this acetyl-CoA is playing an important role in fatty acid synthesis, you have to understand. Then the conversion of acetyl-CoA to malonyl-CoA and synthesis by fatty acid synthase complex is the enzyme fatty acid synthase complex. Then how this fatty acid synthesis elongation and desaturation of fatty acids is taking place, and regulation, how it takes place, all these things we are going to discuss in this topic. So if you see the significance of fatty acid synthesis, fatty acids, these are the primary fuel molecules in the fat category. These are primary fuel molecules in the fat category. Their main use is for long-term energy storage. Their main use is for long-term energy storage. Carbohydrate content of food is high. But the capacity to store carbohydrate is limited. Okay. So carbohydrate content of food is very high. What we are eating mainly consists of carbohydrates, but there is some fat is also there. Okay, so but the capacity to store the carbohydrate in the body is very limited. Actually, it is stored in the form of glycogen in the liver and skeletal muscle. The next reserve food material for energy in our body is fats. Fats are stored in the form of triacylglycerol, which is having fatty acids. Okay, so this is a primary fuel molecules in the fat category. Their main use for long-term energy storage. So what is a fatty acid? You know what is a fatty acid, already studied in chemistry, but still we give you a revision about this fatty acid also. So two reasons why fatty acids are used for energy storage. If you see, the carbons in fatty acids are almost completely reduced. So their oxidation yields more energy. Than glucose oxidation. Then triacylglycerols are anhydrous. Anhydrous means they don't contain water. Whereas if you see glycogen is hydrous. Means it needs water for its storage, but triacylglycerol doesn't require water for storage, so it can be stored more closely in less space and lightweight. So for that matter, fatty acids or triacylglycerols are the storage form of fats and is the preferred form of storage of energy in the body compared to the storage of glycogen. So that is the reason fatty acids are preferred for the storage substances. Now if you see the dietary fats which we regularly consume, they comprise about 20 to 30% of caloric intake in average diet. Triacylglycerols, phospholipids, sterol esters. These are the major dietary fat composition. The principal sources, if you see, for the fats: vegetable oils, dairy products, meats, etc. You know that we put oil in our cooking purpose for curry preparation, for certain variety rice preparations and all. We use oil, vegetable oil like groundnut oil, sunflower oil, These palm oil, these oils we use mainly in cooking purpose, so that could be a source of dietary fat. Then dairy products like cheese, butter, all these things are dairy products. They consist of fats, and meat also consists of fat. So these are the principal sources of dietary fats in our body. And if you see the fatty acid biosynthesis, this is a specialized activity seen in humans. Most of the cell types synthesize fatty acids to maintain membrane lipids. Most of the cell types synthesize fatty acids. Fa means fatty acid, to maintain membrane lipids. In the liver, if you see, more extensive fatty acid biosynthesis occurs. Leading to storage of triacylglycerol in adipose tissue. Now the pathway is active when carbohydrate consumption is high. The pathway is active when carbohydrate consumption is high and overall energy demand is low. The pathway is very active when carbohydrate consumption is high and overall energy demand is low. This fatty acid synthesis is called de novo synthesis of fatty acids. This is also called as extra mitochondrial synthesis. Source, if you see the source, glucose is the source for this. Excessive glucose is diverted for fatty acid synthesis. In our body. Where this takes place? Site of occurrence, if you see, it takes place in the liver. And intracellular location of our reactions, if you see, it is mainly taking place in the cytosol. So that is called subcellular site. Subcellular site is cytosol. Cofactors required for fatty acid synthesis, if you see, it requires NADPH, ATP, manganese Mn+2, biotin, bicarbonate, HCO3- are the cofactors required for fatty acid synthesis. For example, fatty acid, if you see, a 16 carbon fatty acid is palmitate or palmitic acid is an example which can be synthesized in the body. Okay. Sources of NADPH, if you see the sources of NADPH, pentose phosphate pathway or HMP pathway that we have already discussed in carbohydrate metabolism. So this provides the source of NADPH which is required for fatty acid synthesis. Now sources of carbons for triacylglycerol formation, if you see, glucose is in glycolysis, it is converted to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. This glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate can be converted to glycerol, and glycerol can be esterified with fatty acids, and as a result it forms triacylglycerol. Even glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, pyruvate and acetyl-CoA, which is formed from the pyruvic acid by pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, is used for the synthesis of fatty acids. These fatty acids, they esterify with the glycerol and form triacylglycerol, and this triacylglycerol is stored in the adipose tissue for energy purpose. Now transport of acetyl-CoA. I told you this acetyl-CoA forms from pyruvic acid, which is formed in glycolysis. Glycolysis forms pyruvate, and pyruvate is converted to acetyl-CoA to enter into its citric acid cycle, or to can also enter for fatty acid synthesis. Okay, so this acetyl-CoA is a important molecule, and this acetyl-CoA is formed in the mitochondria. This reaction takes place in the mitochondria. Now this acetyl-CoA, which is formed in mitochondria, should come out of the mitochondria into the cytoplasm for the fatty acid synthesis. So acetyl-CoA is transported from mitochondria to the cytoplasm by malate oxaloacetate shuttle, because acetyl-CoA cannot come as it is out, because there is no allow for the acetyl-CoA to come out of the mitochondria. As a result, what will happen? This will be converted to other compound so that it comes out of the mitochondria. Okay. Now this acetyl-CoA formation is the rate limiting step in fatty acid biosynthesis. Now, so this excess glucose is there when after eating in the blood, glucose concentration increases, and this glucose is undergoing glycolysis and results in the formation of pyruvate, and pyruvate enters into this into the mitochondria, and in the mitochondria it is converted to acetyl-CoA. This acetyl-CoA, either it can enter into citric acid cycle or TCA cycle, or this pyruvate acetyl-CoA is also required for fatty acid synthesis. Okay, now this acetyl-CoA can be produced only in mitochondria, but this fatty acid synthesis is taking place in cytoplasm. So to take place fatty acid synthesis, acetyl-CoA, which is formed in mitochondria, should come out of the mitochondria. Okay, so for that, what it will do, through citric acid cycle, it is converted to citrate, and citrate can come out of the mitochondria and enters into the cytoplasm. In the citrate, this is converted to acetyl-CoA and oxaloacetate by the enzyme ATP citrate lyase. Now acetyl-CoA is produced. This acetyl-CoA is converted to is used for the fatty acid synthesis. So this is called malate oxaloacetate shuttle. This is called as malate oxaloacetate shuttle. In detail, if you see here, in the mitochondria, what happens? Acetyl-CoA pyruvate is converted to oxaloacetate, and oxaloacetate is converted to citric acid, and citric acid can comes out of the mitochondria. In the cytoplasm, citrate is converted to oxaloacetate is converted to malate, and malate is converted into pyruvic acid, and this pyruvate can enter again into the mitochondria. Likewise, this pyruvate and oxaloacetate and malate are involved for the regeneration of pyruvate. So as a result, acetyl-CoA is also produced. So citrate undergoes lyase into oxaloacetate and acetyl-CoA. Okay, so likewise this reaction forms. Likewise this cycle takes place. So through malate oxaloacetate shuttle, this acetyl-CoA is regenerated, and this acetyl-CoA in the cytoplasm is used for fatty acid synthesis. Now acetyl-CoA enters the cytoplasm. Acetyl-CoA enters the cytoplasm in the form of citrate, via the tricarboxylate transport system. In the cytoplasm, citrate is converted to oxaloacetate and acetyl-CoA by the ATP-driven ATP citrate lyase reaction. This reaction is essentially the reverse of that catalyzed by the TCA cycle enzyme, CTA cycle enzyme, that is citrate synthase, except that it requires the energy of ATP hydrolysis to drive it forward. So the resultant oxaloacetate is converted to malate by malate dehydrogenase. So this is what our malate oxaloacetate shuttle. In the next step, now we have acetyl-CoA in the cytoplasm. This acetyl-CoA is the pre-requirement for fatty acid synthesis. Okay. Now we have come to the next step in the fatty acid synthesis, that is formation of malonyl-CoA from acetyl-CoA. The initial and regulating step in fatty acid synthesis initial and regulating step in fatty acid synthesis. So this is the first step and the regulating step of fatty acid synthesis. What will happen here is acetyl-CoA carboxylase is a multi-enzyme protein. Acetyl-CoA carboxylase is a multi-enzyme protein. Consists of biotin carrier protein, biotin carboxylase, biotin transcarboxylase. Okay, so this acetyl-CoA carboxylase is a multi-enzyme protein consisting of biotin carrier protein, biotin carboxylase, biotin transcarboxylase. These are all coenzymes or cofactors for this acetyl-CoA carboxylase. So this enzyme catalyzes the carboxylation reaction and the transfer of carboxyl group to acetyl-CoA and the transfer of carboxyl group to acetyl-CoA to form malonyl-CoA. Just see the reaction catalyzed by acetyl-CoA carboxylase. This catalyzes the carboxylation of acetyl-CoA so that it becomes malonyl-CoA. This is catalyzed by the enzyme acetyl-CoA carboxylase. Okay, so this requires biotin. So acetyl-CoA is converted to malonyl-CoA by carboxylation by the enzyme acetyl-CoA carboxylase. Now we have the malonyl-CoA. This is the formation of malonyl-CoA from acetyl-CoA is the first step and the regulating step of fatty acid synthesis. Okay, next is fatty acid synthesis by enzyme fatty acid synthase complex, by the enzyme fatty acid synthase complex. Fatty acid synthase complex is a multi-enzyme complex. Fatty acid synthase complex is a multi-enzyme complex. It is a dimer of two identical polypeptide monomers. Which are of 240 kilodaltons each. Now fatty acid synthase complex is a multi-enzyme complex. It is a dimer of two identical polypeptide monomers of 240 kilodaltons each. So each chain consists of 7 enzyme activities. And acyl carrier protein. Okay. Now head to tail dimer of identical subunits contains all functional groups and enzyme activities on single polypeptide. So fatty acid synthase complex is a multi-enzyme complex. Remember, this is a multi-enzyme complex. It is a dimer of two identical polypeptide monomers. Each chain consists of 7 enzyme activities and acyl carrier protein. Head to tail dimer of identical subunits contains all functional groups and enzyme activities on single polypeptide. Okay, so more details have been given in this slide. I am not going to discuss all these things. So this is a fatty acid synthase complex. You can see this is a fatty acid synthase complex. As I said, these two monomers are there. This is one monomer, this is another monomer. So this is a dimer. So this is one polypeptide and this is another polypeptide chain. Both are linked by disulfide linkages. Okay. So this consists of different enzymes as part of this. So that is why this is called as fatty acid synthase complex, because this consists of, see, so many enzymes are there in this. So these so many enzymes of this fatty acid synthase makes it a complex.